City of Arvada has 13,000 plus trees. In the springtime, the snow is just a lot wetter, a lot heavier, and a lot of the trees, like this spring snow crab here, are already starting to leaf out. And when that wet, heavy snow sits on those limbs and it gets held by those leaves, sometimes the whole tree goes down. Most of what we try to do is preventative maintenance. What's called a Class 2 prune. It's basically removing the dead wood, broken or diseased limbs, and then we lighten the canopy up, so we remove select limbs in order to let the wind and snow pass through more easily. On average, I'd say we're doing about 12 to 1,300 trees a year trimming. Another aspect of our tree maintenance program is also tree spraying. We're going to be getting more into the tree injection as well. Most of the trees that we do spray are pine trees, and we're spraying for mountain pine beetle, spruce hips. Want to spray before the beetle starts to fly. Hopefully when the deciduous trees are leafed out in the next month or two, we'll be injecting as well. Emerald ash borer is an invasive species from China. It's been spreading from the Midwest. It's been here, I think, in the US since the mid-2000s. So we'll be injecting a good number of ash trees this year, and that ideally will keep the ash trees that we inject safe for 2 to 3 years from emerald ash borer. Anything that's not injected will eventually die. We're looking at 25 to 30% of the Front Range's tree canopy. And I believe the last time I checked, we had 1,500 to 2,000 ash trees that we're gonna have to make a decision on whether we're gonna treat these trees or not. Basically from that, the tree inventory started, and our original concept was just to do ash trees, but it kind of seemed like if we're gonna be out doing all these trees, we might as well do all of them. It does take a little while to get that initial data entry in there, but once it's in there, I can update a tree in about 10 seconds in terms of my visual tree assessment. Now that it's on a computer, it's a lot faster to pull up percentages and perhaps even hot spots that we can look at where our concentration of certain species are. We can say, hey, wow, we have a lot of Austrian pine trees and they're affected by these particular diseases. What would happen if we lost all those? We need to start diversifying our trees. Removals are a big part of what we do. You know, we don't like to just show up to a park and cut a tree down whenever we're taking a tree down. It's been something that we've thought about. It could be dangerous, it could be diseased, and it could be affecting other trees around it. A lot of it could be construction as well. In terms of positive removals, a lot of it is hybrid cottonwood trees. The reason why we plant them is they grow really fast. So you put them in somebody's backyard, you get shade in 10 years, and about 15 years the tree's dead. And most of them die from a fungus called Cytospora canker. It's not something we necessarily are like, man, let's go take a tree down today, but you know, it is fun to do the removals. It's definitely an aspect of the job I enjoy doing in terms of a technical and executional standpoint, but in terms of just removing trees, it's unfortunate to lose them, but it does happen. The majority of our day is spent with these trees. They're our livelihood, they're our kids. You know, we got to take care of them. On like a new planted tree, you leave them in for a year and it helps just support the tree in our high winds. And if you leave it on any longer, you run the risk of not having a good root flare, and the tree won't really learn to support itself. I've actually had people kind of laugh at the fact that I call myself a forester, and you know, it's like, what forest? And look around you. We live in a forest. It might be artificial, but it's here. It's an urban forest. So I think that's a big part of, I think that's starting to come back, is that appreciation of trees. So at least I like to think so. So hopefully that commitment will stay around, and we'll keep planting and keep growing as a department and as a city in a way that's, you know, sustainable.